everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Jojo Plans, and today I'm finally going to be sharing my 2023 planner lineup. It has taken me a while to kind of go through all the planners that I got during fall release, and then I got a few in winter release, and it's just taken me a little bit. Like, I couldn't mentally handle looking at them until closer, so now I spent some time and I have gone through them and kind of thought about how I wanted to use each one for all the things. So I need just like a daily. I need things for like all the things to be in one spot. I wanted to track like stress and self-care, and then of course memory planning, and then I have an on the go. So I have a little bit of everything. So I kind of had to think about, what that looked like and what I wanted planners for this year. But honestly, I think I blacked out or something when I bought planners because I had so many to go through. But I think I finally have it narrowed down on exactly what I'm planning to use. So we're going to go through all those, and then I'm just going to tell you how I plan to use each one of them, kind of go over why I chose them, and then I'm going to have a separate video that's really setting up the planners. So I'm not going to do that in this video because I think this one might take a little bit. And then I have some also like a fun new product coming to my shop as well that I'll be introducing in this video as well. So I'll be doing a setup of all my planners as a separate video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start with my catch-all, what everything's going to go into planner. So for 2023, I chose this planner, and I freaking love this planner so much. Yes, it's pink, which makes me sad, and like in here there's a divider that has purple, like the same cover, but it's purple, and I'm like, why couldn't that have just been the cover? But I still love this one. I'm excited to use this one, and it has hollow on it, so like I couldn't turn it, and it has like the fun oil slick discs. I might switch them out for metal at some point, but I think for a little while I'll keep these fun oil slick just because they're so fun. But this is going to be my catch-all planner, and why I like this one is because it's completely neutral. It's very different from the planner that I've been using for 2022, and the fact that there's no additional color in here, which I really like, because what happens when I have a planner that already has color in it is, one, it stresses me out, like when I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to decorate with, because then sometimes I feel like I have to match whatever is already on the page, and sometimes when you don't want to go with those colors, it gets annoying, because then you have to cover it up with whiteout, and if you guys have been here for a minute, then you know that I hate whiteout. It's just annoying, and it's one of those frustrating things, and it's never actually white. Like, it doesn't match like paper white, so like I just don't like using whiteout. So that's why I wanted to go for a completely neutral planner. The dashboard, like what I would use as my currently page, is completely neutral. So there's nothing this time that I have to cover it up. Whereas the one I've been using, I've had to cover up flowers or random things or random colors that's in there. This one, it's just black and white. I love it. And then not to mention, I freaking love all the dividers in this planner. Now, it was between this one and then like the 90s vibe classic planner, but I chose the 90s vibe for my mini, so I figured I would do this one for my classic. So again, everything in here is completely neutral, no color. I can live with the dots, and then it switches between dots and stripes. Like, I can live with that because they're black and white. That's not an issue at all for me. And then it's a vertical layout, which part of me was like, maybe I should switch, but then I just love vertical. Like, vertical is where I live. It's where I'm comfy. I have a lot of other things that I'm adding to my planner lineup this year that's already going to challenge me. So I didn't want my catch-all to be a challenge for myself. I wanted this one to be an easy, like, have fun with it, just kind of have fun in doing what I want to do in my planner. So that's why I kept it simple. So nothing too crazy, but I'll flip through this one so you can just kind of see the dividers, because the dividers are a big reason why I chose this. Like, literally, if this could just be the cover with the hollow, like, I'd be all set. Sure, I could turn it into a cover, but that's a lot of effort. So I'll just suck it up with the pink, but all the dividers in here are just so much fun. I love all of them. They all have fun different colors of foil, and then they're flowers, so naturally, like, that's just something I'm gonna love. So I absolutely loved the dividers, which was one of the main determining factors of why I was going to choose this planner. Love it. It's just such a pretty planner. That's all I want, is like decoration on the dividers and then nothing else on the pages that I'm actually going to be doing stuff with. So that's my catch-all planner that I will be using for 2023. Now with this catch-all planner, I'm actually going to be Frankenplan / transforming it. And if you don't know what that is, I will be going over that and how to do those things in my setup video. But I'm actually going to combine it with this planner. This is a monthly layout planner, and I do this every year, and it's worked really well, but this year I want to be better about it, because last year I kind of let it slide, but I'm actually going to use this as my budget planner for 2023, and by transformer planning it, I mean I'm going to put this in here, and then it's going to look like its own separate planner, but it's going to be all on one set of discs, and then kind of convert this planner to have both these things in there. So how I plan on using a monthly layout, usually the last couple of years I've used an hourly layout as my budget planner, and that was fun because on the weeklies where it had the hourlies, I would kind of use those as like a check register, like kind of write down, you know, all my expenses for the day and then total up at the end of the day. But I got just really lazy with it this last year. Like life just got crazy and I stopped doing that. Well, I know for a fact it worked really well in the past. I just got really busy and I let that overwhelm me. But this year I know I need to do a lot better about that just to see where all our spending is going. So how I plan on using a monthly layout, which I love this one. I think I'll probably use this as like the main cover for it, but I absolutely love this one. It's leopard. It's just really fun. But what I think will be good about using this one, and it's completely neutral. Again, I went with everything's completely neutral this year because I can't. And in this one, I probably won't do as much stickering as I would like my classic planner and all my other planners, but I'll probably put like some budget stickers and stuff in here. But for the most part, this one is one that I like to have fun with, like colored pens and all that stuff. So usually I'll use my monthly page as this is like my overview of all my bills. So usually I'll write like what I did this last year, and what it kind of transitioned into was I would write down all our bills on the day they were due, and then I would just write down paid next to them. And that's usually how I did that. So usually my monthly is reserved for my monthly bills kind of thing. And I did get a tracker from Plan with Elise that I'm going to stick in here as well. Which, again, when I do my planner setup, I'll have all of that. I just haven't printed out anything yet. But I figured this would be good. Like, I think this will be really fun, a fun layout to try to use as a budget planner. It has a monthly goal section, so that can be my goal budget-wise. And then some of these other things I still kind of have to figure out what to do with them. But over here, these are habit trackers, and I thought this would be really good. I have two different ways that I could do this. I could do this as maybe each month there's 3 things budget-wise we want to focus on. Maybe ones we're not eating out, making sure like we're shopping for the month, or whatever those goals would be. I can do that, or I can do this was last month's goal and here's how it went. This is the current month's goal, and then this is the goals for next month, so that way I can mentally prepare that that's like the goal for next month. So like maybe, you know, the next month I'm like, okay, we're on a no spend on eating out, and that way I can mentally prepare in the current month. So there's just a couple ways I can do that, but that was one of them. And then over here, again, you could put your top priorities, like we want to make sure we're saving this much every month, or like this month our goal is to save $1,000, or whatever that looks like for any of our goals. So I figured this would be a really good overview page of everything. And it's kind of something that I want to be able to have to set up at the beginning of the month and then only reference to, but not necessarily have to be on these pages every single day. Then we have this page, which these are in every month, and technically these are for like daily tasks, but I thought I could use this for daily spending. So basically I'm not gonna put like Monday, I'm just gonna kind of go with it. I have four full pages of this. So like the hope is like in the entire month that we don't overspend to where I'm running out of all these lines and bullet points to write in. And basically I would probably like write the date at the top or put like a little box or something, and then say, okay, we spent this, this, and this, and then like total it up, and then we spent this, this, and this, and then just kind of keep it as like a running kind of total system. And then what I'll do on these pages is, and I did this in the past and I stopped because again, I got lazy, and I just really need to be better about not being lazy. But I would do color coding systems. So I would use purple for any of like my spending, meaning I spent some money on myself. I got a Starbucks, I got a Dutch Bros, I went and bought this for myself, or then I do another color for my husband. And then I would do a color for Nay, like if we had to buy her clothes for school or just like things. And then I do a color for the house, meaning like that's grocery shopping or anything that we had to buy that was house related. So like I would color code all those things, and I'd probably put like the coding system over on like the main monthly page kind of thing. And then that way at the end of the month, I can total up for each person, each thing, and then just kind of see like, okay, well, like you spent $200 this month and I only spent $100. So like you need to take a chill pill on your spending or whatever that might be. So that's kind of, it's worked in the past. I just need to be, my goal is this year is just to be on things this year about staying on track of things and really just creating some good habits, because I think that's something that I struggle with the most. So I'll do that on those pages, and then I'll just kind of have like an overview, and I can put any extra goals. I might actually put, I have another, I don't remember what it is, but I think I got another like tracker from Plan with Elise. So like this might be an area too where my trackers go. So it'll just kind of depend. So that's how I'm going to use a monthly planner as my budget planner. So again, I'll show you exactly how I plan on doing that a little bit more once I get it all set up in my setup video. So those are the two classic planners that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be combining those two. Then I have my mini planner, which I mentioned a little earlier. This is the 90s Vibe planner collection. Of course, I love this one because it's purple and it has hollow, so don't want to change a thing about that. I might eventually change these to metal discs because this is my on-the-go planner. And basically what that means is it mimics my catch-all, my classic catch-all planner, in the sense that it has like any appointments, any sort of things like that. That way, if I'm out and about, I can have this with me and kind of just reference it a little bit easier, and make sure that I'm not missing an appointment. Like I can check that way if we're trying to like schedule things outside of the home, I can check in this planner with me. And so the reason why I'll probably put metal discs is because it literally just gets like thrown in a bag or you know, thrown in my car or whatever that might be. Again, this one's completely neutral. It is whatchamacallit, it is a horizontal. There we go. Sorry, I was struggling. But again, completely neutral. It has gray lines, which I love. I thought about, again, it was like one of those things where I was like, I could go with a different route, but I didn't want to. I only actually bought this mini. This was the only mini I bought this year. So this one, I was like, yep, that's my planner. Like, I know it. And I do not like dashboard, especially in a mini. And I definitely don't like a vertical in a mini because it's just so small and it's not my cup of tea. So, so I grabbed this one. And then this one was kind of like the reason why I went with the other one in my classic size, because I was like, oh, well, this has all the same dividers as the classic size 90s Vibe. And since I already am using the mini 90s Vibe, no sense in having both of them. So that's my mini planner. Just kind of flipping through the dividers so you can see them. I realize I didn't do that with the budget one. Let's go back. Let's go back. I'll show you all these dividers because they're really cute. But yeah, so I'll be combining these, and usually I'll do half of a planner. So I'll usually do 6 months of each. That way it's the same size as if I didn't touch it. So that's how I'll be doing that. And then halfway through the year, I'll switch everything out from July to December. So just makes it a little bit easier. Then I don't have to use expander discs. Don't have to make it too chunky. So that's that planner. Okay, so those are my main. These 3 are my main squeezes for 2023. Again, these ones are going to be combined, and then I have my mini. Okay, let me set those somewhere else. Now let's go into my memory planner. Now, I haven't 100% decided because I'm so conflicted, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, ugh, I don't know what else to do. So I have two different planners. I have this one, and these are both big sizes, and then I have this one. There's pros and cons to both of them, and I think the decision I came to is I might use a little bit of both and kind of swap when I feel like it. And it'll make sense in a second, but this one is a dated. This one actually started in July of 2022, so I'd already be starting halfway through this planner, but it does go until December. So I mean, I have a full year still with this one. This one is undated, and it is an actual memory planner, which when the Happy Planner first started the memory keeping series, they came out with some planners. So this is from that. So it is undated. And then you look and it says the Happy Memory Keeping Book. So this is like one of the OG planners, but I absolutely love this one. I'm glad I grabbed backups of it. So I'll just give you like a little quick look at how this is set up. So it's undated, which is fine because I have dating stickers, so I'm not worried at all. The thing I like about this is it's completely neutral. So usually I use the monthly for a picture a day, and I'll just take a picture and I'll put it on every single day, and then I won't really do any decorating. I might want to decorate this year. I haven't 100% decided on that. So that's just kind of something that I'm trying to think through. Like, do I want to decorate? Do I not want to decorate? I don't know, but I like the fact that this is neutral. So if I do decide to decorate, I don't have any other colors that I have to combat with. So this is how the weeklies are set up in a memory planner, which I like it. There's pros and cons to this with the way that I memory keep, but the pros is it has a lot of fun things. It has some boxes that already have lines, and each week they're sometimes in different spots, but for the most part they're in the same spot. So the bad thing about that is I end up either just covering them up, or I'm stuck with that kind of layout with laying out my my pictures. So it just kind of depends. So it's a hit or miss, but it is nice that it does have some. It has two with lines, it has two with dot grid, and then it has one with the graph. And then it alternates, but on some of the weeks it has this week where you can have a currently, and then you can put like a quote from the week. So those are fun things that this has. The cons to this is it's an older planner, so it has these thick lines which drive me insane, and then I'm just already using clear stickers on top of these is going to be a pain in the butt, and I'm going to have to use some whiteout too before I ever do any clear stickers over these, because if you have one that's right in the middle of this, you're gonna have a big bold black line. So I'm kind of trying to just combat through that. And then it does have some stuff down the center, but it is black, so I'm not 100% worried about that. And I generally don't really do things down the center of my spreads in my memory planner, so I'm not too worried about that. So that's one of them, but it does alternate. So this week it has a gratitude, and then it just has a noted section. Now sometimes I do like to put, well, actually I have been, it's every week, especially if I have a lot of pictures, I like to put 3 pictures over here on the side. So that would just mean I'd be covering those up, which again would probably mean I'd have to use a little bit of whiteout. So that's really my only beef with this is these lines. I'd have to cover those up, and then sometimes this puts you in a box of where you can stick things. I mean, every now and then I'll cover them up okay, well, I need this to work. I have boxes that have lines in it now, so it's not that big of a deal, but it is a little bit more of a pain in the butt because sometimes you get stuck in doing the same exact layout with your stickers or pictures. But it does change, the middle changes every single week, and it kind of just alternates through those changes. This one has my top 5 memories, so sometimes those over there change as well. And then this is what the currently page looks like, which I absolutely love. But you could put something that we celebrated that month, your favorite moments of the month, things that you loved, and then maybe a special picture in there. So it is really fun. I'm just trying to decide do I want to do that? I don't know if you can find this. You might be able to find this planner, and there are some other versions of it, but you might be able to find it on Mercari or Buy Sell Trade pages on Facebook. But I've had this one sitting for a while, specifically because for this reason of I didn't necessarily find a big planner that I absolutely loved, and so that's why I kept this one. And then at the back, it does have some fun extra pages for like random extra little memories. So it has vacation and birthday and like some thankful lists, best day. So it does have some fun extra like prompt pages. So that's that one. But I also have this one, which I love this one. This was the only planner that I got, and I got it in July, well, before July, because this was released for July planner release. But this one is dated. But then the bad thing about this one is there's color. So I'm combating now with that color in this one. But I absolutely love this one. I love I love a good majority of this. And it could even be like, maybe if I decide not to decorate, maybe I take all the monthlies out of this one and put it in the undated one. But that is the only issue, is this one has color in it. But it has like the lines that I like, but it does have some of these things. So it's like I'd have to cover those up or put a picture all the way down at the bottom to cover it up. But I think they're different every month of like what the floral is. So that would only be, that's like really the only downside. And then it has like this color. But again, because that color's there, I feel like I couldn't do certain colors. Like somehow it would have to match, and it's that color for that entire month. So then it's like, then I'm stuck doing the same color schemes. I don't know. Sometimes I look at this, sometimes I don't. So that's kind of what I'm just trying to decide. So I might do a mixture of both and do a little bit, or maybe I even use like half of 2023 with this planner and then do some of it with the undated. I haven't decided yet, but those are my two picks as far as that goes. So there weren't really any other ones that I liked, and I didn't want to change the way I memory planned and use like the newer memory keeping books, because I want to save those ones specifically for specific events. Like I still want to go back and do like a wedding album, basically with the newer versions of the memory keepers that Happy Planner came out with like a year or so ago. So yeah, so I still want to keep doing this, and the goal would be to do it for as long as I can. I mean, I've been memory keeping since Nay was 3 months old, and, you know, if I can keep doing it all the way up till she graduates, or for a long time, you know, like she'll literally have every single week of her life in memories, which I think is awesome, and that's not something I had. So, anyway, so those are the big planners that I have, and I'm not like 100% sold on them, but those are what I have. So those are my main planner stacks. Now let's go into, I have a few specialty things. So this year, something I'm really wanting to focus on is self-care. So I'm really glad that they came out with this bundle. This bundle came out during Cyber Week. I think it's still available, so I'll link it down below. But I'm really, really excited. That's, I think, probably my word for 2023. I haven't 100% decided. But self-care, I did a really bad job at taking care of myself stress-wise and just life-wise, health-wise, and I know it's something I need to be doing better at, so it really is one of my goals for 2023 is better self-care and just taking care of myself so that way I can make sure I'm taking care of my family, but I can't do that if I'm not doing okay. So I have this self-care planner. It just has like some different prompts. It's a week, not a weekly, but like I can use this daily. So my goal is to like commit like some time, like maybe 20 minutes in the morning, maybe 20 minutes in the evening to be in my planners. And that way I can journal real quick for the day or whatever that might look like. But we're going to use this one, and it just has different prompts in it, which I really, really like. It even has a mood of the day, which if you saw my 10 sheets to like make for your planner, I printed out like a mood tracker. So that's definitely something I'm wanting to keep track of. So I'm excited to use this one. Obviously, there's not enough in here for like a daily to do it every single day. I'd have to get like another set of this one, but I feel like I know myself and I probably wouldn't do this every single day, but so it'll definitely be good to just kind of keep on it as much as possible, and the goal is to at least finish it. And it has like fun things that you can like color, so maybe one day I can like spend some time coloring if I have more time or whatever that might look like. So I'm excited to try out this guy, and I'm excited that they came out with this journal. And then the last like updated planner that I have is this stress management. Again, going along with my self-care, stress has been at an all-time high this last year. It was a really stressful year. Just a lot of changes. A lot of things changed. You know, we moved, and then we weren't living with my parents anymore, which was amazing. But, you know, that came with a lot of other stresses of, like, me and my husband haven't been on our own without family for a few years. It's been a few years. So that was just like a weird dynamic. And then going from him working to not working anymore to being a stay-at-home dad, and me working more. So it just, you know, it was a year of a lot of changes. So I'm excited to play around with this journal, which to manage stress. So this one will definitely be one of those ones that I want to stay on top of, just diving into a little bit, maybe journal a little bit in here every day. So we'll see how that goes. This does have color in it, so I probably won't use a lot of stickers in here. I want to really focus on journaling and just like getting it all out on pages. And maybe this is something I'll probably take with me to therapy. So yeah, so just this planner. I'm excited. I don't know. When it came out, I was like, oh, I really like that. And then of course now they came out with self-care, so now I kind of have two things that are kind of hitting similar vibes. But I don't know, I'm really excited, and I think that's my word for the year. The more I think about it, I'm like, maybe that should just be is self-care. Okay, so those are all of my main planners. Now when I was going through and trying to think of like getting all together all my planners, I realized I didn't really do anything about a daily planner. And I really loved having a daily planner this year for my social media. And I've been using Amber Plans Her Day and Live Love Posh sheets for those. But I'm pretty much almost out of the Live Love Posh ones. She hasn't restocked the classic size yet. So I was trying to think of what I was going to do. I still have some of Amber's, but I really liked having like both sides of things. So with that being said, I decided like, well, why don't I just make a printable of something of kind of like mixing those two of how I liked doing it and how I would want them to be for myself. And I have my own reasons for that too, of just like, you know, I love those sheets, but when they're completely black, it makes it really hard when you want to decorate them. They're great. Like, I love Amber sheets. It's great, especially if you're not really into decorating too much. It's a little bit decorated for you. But sometimes those decorations got in my way of putting things down, or I'd have to cover up things. And so I wanted to make some printables to where that wasn't going to be an issue. It mainly just focus on giving you a template, and then you have lots of room to decorate, which I like decorating my daily pages because it just like makes me want to use them a little bit more, and it makes them a little less boring. So I made some daily print pages, and these printables will be available on my website. They'll be $5 for a one-time purchase, and then you can literally print it out however many times that you want. But I have two different versions, and each version has two different options in it. So this is version 1, which it's really hard to see because I did it in light gray, and I'll explain why I did that in just a second. And then here's the option 2. Now let me show you these in black because they are kind of hard to see. So these are the two options. I haven't cut them yet, but they are sized for a classic happy planner. If there's more interest, I'm more than happy to make them for other size planners. Just for right now, I just made the classic size because that's what I was needing. But if there's like a desperate need for these in a different size, let me know and I will definitely work on getting those made. So basically I took what I loved from those sheets and made it my own. And again, I made them very, very plain. And that's because I want to have room to decorate. I want to have room to put what I want on these sheets. So I have two different versions. One's a horizontal and then one's a vertical. And that's like, basically the vertical is just like within like the top priorities. And then I have my priorities over here that are horizontal. And then, so I only named these two. I'm also going to have an option, a third option, where you can get them where it doesn't say anything. So it'll just have all these things on there. The only thing that I think will be written on the page is date. But other than that, so there will be another version. I just didn't print those out. But it won't have, you know, the priority and extra to-dos if you don't want to put those on there. I left this blank. On mine, I might change mine a little bit and put stats, but I put this box down here, and this will be like where I put my stats every day, like, and I like to keep track of my follower count and just different stats of how I'm doing, things I could do better, all that good stuff. And I left spaces on these again specifically for so that way I had room to decorate. Like, I wanted room to put cute stickers and not have to cover up so much. And then I also just wanted it to be really simple. So I have cut versions. So this is a cut version of the light gray. Now, why a light gray version? Why? Why? So there's the black version, which my printer did a poopy job. I mean, I guess you can't really see. It kind of smeared a little bit, but that was my fault because I printed them so fast. I didn't really give it time to dry. But why the light gray version? Well, I did a light gray version because, again, I like to use clear stickers. But if you use clear stickers with black lines, those black lines are going to show up through a clear sticker. So I was like, I'm going to do a really light gray option that kind of gives you a template, so that way you can see it just enough, but that way I don't have to use any whiteout for clear stickers. So just for reference, this is just the book that I have right next to me. Let me just grab a clear sticker real quick. I don't know which one I want to use. Let's just grab a clear something. I don't know where my tweezers are, so alas, back to the X-Acto knife. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a clear sticker, and I'm going to put it right over these lines. Now, yes, it does shadow through a little bit, but it's not nearly as bad as it would be if I did it on black, which I'm going to take another one. I'm going to take the same one, but maybe do like another. Whereas like with the black, you know, that line is going straight through the clear. So that is why I wanted to do a light gray version. So there's two different versions. There is the black and then the dark gray. Now, or not the dark gray, light gray. Now, another thing I wanted with this was, oh, I didn't do it on this one. They are back and front. So when you cut them, which, let me just cut one for you. I'm going to cut this one, I really like the light gray. I think like I'm going to end up printing out a booty ton of light gray for myself because that's what I'm wanting. But it does have little marks for you on one side, so that way you can cut them. It does have that. So now I'm just going to go in and just kind of trim these with the little cut lines, just like so. And then it is shifted over for the back side, so that way when you punch, you don't accidentally punch into the wrong. So it is a back and front printable. So you just punch it, and then you stick it in your planner. Just like so. So both of the versions are like that. It gives you a file for the front as well as for the back. Now, the fun thing about this, which I kind of showed on this one, is these boxes are sized to my full boxes. So if you have a full box sticker book and you want, say you want to use the gray, but you want to add a little color, which is what I would do. I did that specifically because I wanted my boxes to fit in them nicely, because it's something I really do like to do in my things. But these boxes fit perfectly in the boxes that are on here. And then it'll be the same thing for the vertical. So same exact thing, they'll fit just like that on those ones as well. And then this one is sized to the monthly squares. So if you have monthly, which, where'd mine go? I have too many. Where's monthly? You would think having the names on the spine would make things easier. Oh, there it is. But my eyes just kind of like glaze over. So the monthly squares in here fit great. So that way, if you want to like pizzazz it up a little bit, you can with the boxes. So I wanted to make those fit nicely. But basically I just made these because I wanted something simple. I didn't want to have all like the frilly designs on it. And then this way, the nice thing about printables is so many times I'll do a design with stickers along the spine. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably have the pages all printed out and cut, but I'm not going to punch them until after I do my spreads. That way, if I do something down the center, the punches are the last thing I do, and then I punch it, and that way I can punch through all the stickers, and then I don't have to worry about it being sticky on the other side and making it harder with my punch. So that is what I have. So I decided to do this for my daily planner, so I'll be making a bunch of those. And again, when I do my planner setup, I'll be setting that up. I'll set those up on some discs and all that stuff. But like I said, I don't think I'm gonna have them. I think I'm just gonna have them printed and then cut. So I'll probably just designate a spot in my office where I can store them, and then that way I can just wait to punch them until later. So again, these are available on my website right now. I'll link them down in the description below. They're under printables, $5 one time. Print it as many times as you want. So you just download the file one time. You don't ever have to buy it again. They all are separate, so you can choose between if you want the light gray or if you're okay with the black, which I wanted to do the black version because every now and then I like to have the black, and I know some people won't be able to like see the lines as well, but I just liked that because then when I decorate, I don't have to worry about that. And if I want to, I can easily cover these up with stickers and not really have it be too hindered. Like I don't necessarily have to use whiteout because that gray is so light. I don't have to use whiteout. Like it is shadowing through, but by the time I go in and write what I want to write there, it just, it's fine to me, you know. And so like the black version, you know, is going to show through a little bit more. So I wanted to create a couple of versions of these. So they're available for download on my website. I'll link it down below. And then again, the more, if anybody's interested in these in a little bit of a bigger size, or if you want them in mini, I can try doing skinny classic. Just let me know and I will work on getting those sizes ready as well. I just only made classic for now because that's what I'm planning on using, and I needed to get it done so that way I could get my planners all set up. So working on those for, that'll be my 2023 daily planner sheets. And then I've just been using like a nicer paper. This is 28-pound paper. I kind of want to get a little bit thicker because it does shadow through a little bit, especially when you print with the black. It definitely does, like you can definitely see, it does shadow through. So if you don't want it to shadow through, the thicker the paper, the better. But this 28-pound paper is pretty nice paper. So I might just get something a little bit thicker, but I don't want it to be cardstock, but it is a nicer, it's like premium 28-pound paper. So it is a little bit nicer. So there's that. So those are like my main planners. Now these ones I got in the winter release. I have 3 other planners. These I'm going to combine into one, and it's going to be called my project planner. Now, what is a project planner? Well, there are so many times that if, like, a certain spread gets requested, whether it be here on YouTube or from my patrons, and I'm like, yeah, that's an awesome idea, but, like, sometimes I film so far in advance that it's like, I'm not going to be able to get that done in time, like, in my planner. Or, to be honest, there's just sometimes, like, there's some spreads that I don't want to do in my personal planner, the one that I use every single day. So I was like, I'm just going to have a project planner where I can do those requested spreads and then not necessarily have it be in my planner. Or even, like, there's so many times I see challenges going around in the planner community and it's like, oh, I want to do that, but I already did my spread in my planner, or whatever that may be. So I thought this would be good. And then that way I can still have fun and do those things and show you guys how I would do certain spreads. So I got these, and they're undated. That's the nice thing. They're undated. I'm probably going to be using these for the next like 3 years with how I plan to use them. So it should last me a little while because I'll probably just take a few months from each and then combine it into one planner. But they're all undated, so like I can literally take some out, set the side, a rest, forget about it for a while, come back to it when I need it. But I got a vertical, a horizontal, and then a dashboard layout in the undated. And every single one of them is completely neutral, just to make things easier. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is, say I wouldn't use this one, because what if somebody requests a monthly spread? I want to be able to have that available. But what I would do is I would take these 2 sheets and I would only do a spread on these sides. Okay, I wouldn't do a spread over here, and then I would start again over here. And this is because I think it would be really fun. I could do like giveaways of those spreads, or like make a fun like book and then like give it away to somebody at the end of the year, and it just has like all these fun spreads made already, like pre-made for them. So I just thought it could kind of be fun. Or if I want to keep it and maybe use it for something, maybe I don't like a spread that I did one week and I'm like, oh, I liked that spread that I have in here, I could just like pull it out, put it into my planner without compromising another spread that might have been on the back of that page. So that's kind of my idea for that. So I got the vertical, I got a horizontal. I don't think I've ever really done, I've had a horizontal before, but I used it as a journal. So I haven't really decorated a classic size horizontal. So I thought this could be a fun challenge for myself. And then to challenge myself a little bit more, I got a dashboard, because I'm not a big fan of the dashboard and decorating it, but I figured this would be a good way. Just get an undated one, it's completely neutral, and then I can kind of play around with how I would decorate a dashboard. So that's why I got these 3 planners. And like I said, I'll probably just take like 4 months of each and then put them all on one set of discs. That way I'm not pulling them all out, and then that way if something gets requested, or if there's a planner challenge going on, I can just like pick the layout I want to do that challenge on or that spread on, and then make it. And then that way I have more options to show how I would plan in these layouts. So there you go, you guys. That was a lot. I had a lot of planners. Again, I really think I blacked out at some point. So I have the undated. I have like these specialty planners. This one's technically a journal, but I have that one as a planner. And then I have my daily sheets, which are available right now on my website. I will link it down in the description below. And then I have my mini. I have a budget planner, my classic catch-all, and then I have, I'm running out of room, and then I have my memory planners, which I'm still not 100% sold on, but we'll figure that out. That one might be like halfway through the year, I'm going to be like, F it, and then I'm going to get a different planner. So I don't know. I don't know yet. We'll see. But that is what I've got so far. Hopefully kind of explaining how I was using each one of these is helpful. Definitely make sure to stay tuned to see my setup videos. I'll be showing how I make a Transformer planner, Franken planner, and then putting all my names and everything, and then show you how I'm going to set up my daily planner, with my printables and all that good stuff. But there you go, you guys. I so hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!